Hello YouTube, and in today's video I'll be covering the Dax Index, which is a German stock exchange. We're going through all of the components and doing a technical analysis on each one of them. So to start off with, let's have a look at the long-term trend lines of the Dax Index. As you can see, we've been in an uptrend for a number of years and we've had decent returns over time. Let's just check the return over the last decade or so. You can see off the 2009 low, we've had a return of 400%, which is very, very significant compared to other stock indices, such as the FTSE 100 in the same time period has performed much lower percentage gains. So first of all, let's start off with Porsche. You can see from this monthly chart that it's dropped down to a weekly. You can see there was a head and shoulders pattern over here that's played out, and Porsche has been in a downtrend ever since, so it's not a good investment. Next, we've got Airbus. That's been in an uptrend over years. Let's have a look at the monthly view. As you can see, Airbus has been in an uptrend over time. It's been in a considerable uptrend, and it's been performing really, really well. We've had a symmetrical triangle over here. And that symmetrical triangle is broken out to the upside. So we've had significant good performance in this steadily ascending channel over here. Well, it's a bit of a broadening structure, but it's in a firm uptrend over here. We can see it's making higher highs and higher lows. Next, we've got Volkswagen, which is a consumer durable and motor vehicles company. As we can see, this was a good investment, but recently, since hitting a high in March 2021, it's just been in a downtrend. So again, this isn't necessarily the best technically looking chart. Next, we've got BMW, which is motor vehicles. It's been in a good uptrend over time. I can see looking at the chart, we've got a long-term uptrend. We basically had this symmetrical triangle pattern. We've broken out to the upside. We've had a retest, and we've gone higher since. So it's been really, really impressive, really. So we've got Siemens Healthineers AG. And I can see off this chart, we're basically creating some sort of W bottom over here, potentially, that we can make a projection like this. So this could potentially break to the upside, but it still needs to confirm the breakout by holding above this level over 57, which it has failed to do so far. Next, we've got Bayer AG. Off this, I can see this is in a long-term downtrend over time. Over the months, it's just been going lower and lower. And I can see there was a downside descending triangle over here. So let's just draw that on, which has broken down to the downside. That's been a weak performance in the health technology, pharmaceuticals space. Next, we've got Deutsche Post AG. Now, I can see with this has been in an uptrend over years, but recently, since hitting a peak in August 2021, it's just been in a downtrend. It's not really done a lot, so that probably isn't a technically looking good chart either. Next, we've got Infineon Tech AG. Infineon is basically semiconductor, and this is a really, really good chart. Technically, I can see it's in an uptrend. It's in an established uptrend over time. I can see it's forming a symmetrical triangle over here. So we're looking at for higher levels on Infineon. So this could be breaking out to the upside and creating much higher highs. If we measure out a target potentially like this, could be seeing levels of 54 or 55 in the coming weeks. Next, we've got Munch Rookevers VNA. This has been in a good uptrend over time. It's a finance life health insurance company. I can see there was a breakout over this resistance over here. It's been an uptrend ever since. It's a long-standing uptrend, so this is potentially a good investment, but I'll probably wait for a pullback before adding to it. Next, we've got BASFE SE. It's producer manufacturing electronic products. I can see from looking at the chart, basically, it's in a bit of a downtrend recently. He needs to break this resistance line in order to see higher levels, but for now, this is in an established downtrend since December 2017. So there's probably better investments out there. Next, we've got Henkel AG, which is basically a consumer non-durables household personal care company. So looking at this chart, I can see there's a head and shoulders pattern over here. With this being the head over here, it doesn't mean it necessarily has to play out. But if we measure the target off here to the neckline, the horizontal neckline over here, getting much lower levels. Again, this isn't a good investment because it's made a peak in 2017. It's not recovered since. Next, we've got Deutsche Börse, which is a finance investment bank broker. Basically, looking at this chart, I can see it's been in a gradual uptrend over time, so this is a good investment. Got this trend line, which has held recently, and I can see it's making higher highs and higher lows. It's a healthy chart. Next, we've got RWEAG. It's a electrical utility. By looking at the chart over time, I can see it's gone higher. It's gone considerably higher, and it's made a peak in 2007, and it's never really recovered since. So it's just been in a downtrend since there. And if I draw this line on, you can see it's kind of stuck within a range. It's been a decent trade off the low here in 2015, but whether there's higher upside to come remains to be seen. Next, we got Eon SE, and I can see similar to the previous one. It's just stuck in a range, and it's made a peak in 2007. Here's a good chart. Beiersdorf AG, it's household personal care company, and I can see we've had a breakout from this symmetrical triangle, and we've hit our target over here. So this has been an impressive company. It continues to outperform. So this is going to be a good investment going forward. Next, we've got Adidas AG, power footwear. You can see from the chart, it made a high in 2021, and it's never really recovered since. It's had a bit of a rally off the low over here, but again, I wouldn't jump in right here. Next, we got Daimler Truck, HLDG. Again, there's very little price behavior on this chart, but we can see it's had a bit of a parabolic move recently, and it's coming off that, so we need more price behavior to be able to determine what's going to happen. So next we've got Hanover Rook SE. Just having a look at this chart, and I can see there was a symmetrical triangle that's broken out to the upside. If you measure the move, you can see we've made a target. Again, this is in a nice uptrend, so this is a good company to own. It's a finance, life, health insurance space. Next, we've got Sartorius AG. This is a health, technology, pharmaceuticals major. Now I can see it's in a downtrend. You've had this bear flag over here. We've broken down. Again, this level might break soon as well. So it's in an established downtrend. It's not a good investment technically. Next, we've got Deutsche Bank, which has never really recovered. It's been in a firm downtrend over time. Now I can see, looking at this chart, you had this symmetrical triangle, this descending triangle that's broken down, made a target, and then we've been going sideways since then. It's not a good investment. Got Siemens Energy, electrical products. Again, there's very little price behavior on this, but we can see we've had a decent rally. Next, we've got Porsche Automobile Holdings. This has basically gone sideways for the last few years, and it's not really a good investment. It made a peak in 2021, but it's never really recovered since. It's kind of flat over here, so I wouldn't call it a good technical setup. Next, we've got Fresenius SE company, medical specialties company. Again, I can see this is in a downtrend, so this isn't a good investment either. Got Simrise AG. Again, we had a bit of a head and shoulders draw on, had a head and shoulders draw on this one. Again, maybe on this trend line, if it holds, it could be a good investment, but at the moment, it doesn't look like a good investment. It's in the chemical specialty space. Next, we got Vonovia SE. So next, we've got Vonovia SE, which has basically been in a downtrend since reaching a peak in 2020. That's not a good investment technically either. Next, we've got Continental AG. Again, this doesn't look like a particularly good investment because we made a peak in 2017 and we've just been making lower lows and we've just been breaking down to the downside. We can see, look at this chart. So this isn't a good technical setup either. Next, we've got Heidelberg Materials, which is construction materials company. I can see there's potentially a much higher, bigger move to come for this because there's a symmetrical triangle. A measured move will take us all the way up to 146. So this could be a good investment to keep an eye on. Next, we've got MTU Aero Engines. And I can see this is a good chart as well. We've got this wedge pattern over here. I'll probably break to the upside eventually. Again, it's still to take out the pre-pandemic highs. But again, it's one to watch. Maybe keep an eye on. Got Commerzbank. It's just gone sideways in a range. It's not been a good investment. We've got Brenntag, which is basically been in a sideways range recently. Could break to the upside, but it has to show a lot more momentum for me. Got Rheinmetall AG. It's in the aerospace and defense space. It's gone parabolic. I wouldn't chase in just here, but any pullbacks could be a good entry opportunity. Next, we've got Qiagen NV. Qiagen, let's have a look. We've got potential head and shoulders pattern developing over here. That could play out. It's been in a decent uptrend, but it's not done anything since 2021, so this is still in an established downtrend. It's been going down in a orderly channel as well. So it's kind of stuck until it breaks out from here. I wouldn't be interested in this name. Next, we've got Zalando, made a peak in 2021. It's just been in a downtrend ever since. That's not a good investment either. And finally, we've got Covestro AG. It's in the chemical specialty space, which is basically, and it's basically not really had much upside from here. It's had a peak in 2018 and it's just been in a downtrend ever since. So yeah, so look, let's just have a look at the DAX again as an index. As you can see, it's impressive, but it's not as impressive as some of the US names that I'm going to cover in a future video. So if you enjoyed the video, press the thumbs up, press subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay tuned for more. Thank you and goodbye.